Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast episode 85. I'm Adam Miller, and I'm here with Jaren Will each and every week, and we are going to bringing you the news and notes on all 11 Division I schools in the state of Indiana, because in 49 states,
it's just basketball.
Or should I say the one professional men's basketball team in the state of Indiana.
Oh, yeah. We're
I
not
guess
covering.
Technically, the G League's professional too.
You have one.
Yeah. They did get moved though, so they're a little farther from my mind. Closer to the Pacers though.
True. We can still talk about Indiana college schools.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we've got former Hoosier alumni playing in the
That's true.
NBA Finals.
Just one, right? Just TB.
Just yes.
Thomas Bryant.
Yes.
On the Pacers, thank God.
I would hate to. So here's my thing with it. It's like, if the Pacers lost to the Knicks, it would have sucked.
But
right?
You'd have at least OG.
But there's at least OG we could root for. Because, I mean, in no universe was I rooting for OKC.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah, at least I've got. I would have had someone to root for. But,
right, because there was no one on the West on either team, right?
Correct.
Because in the conference championships, it was just Thomas Bryant and OG Anunoby were the only Indiana.
Yeah.
They're the only, like, Indiana players, like, from the state. I think so.
Can't think of any others.
Can't either. Yeah, so the Pacers are tied 2-2 in the NBA Finals. Should be up 3-1, if we want to be honest. Should be up 3-1.
Could be.
Should not have lost the second game at home. I mean, that game was just egregiously called.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to be called like that from the beginning.
Yeah, when you heard who was calling the game.
Yeah.
And you heard Scott Foster was going to be there.
Did you hear what Rick Carlisle said, I think, today, or at least after the game yesterday?
Yeah, but give it to the people so they know.
I don't have the full quote, but essentially he just said that he and Scott Foster have been friends for like 20 years, and he thought that, you know, Scott did an okay job on the game. Like, nothing was bad about it. Really, he was just kind of, I think, sucking up to Scott, because it's like, okay, well, if inevitably Scott Foster comes back for Game 6 or Game 7,
right,
maybe it'll go in the Pacers' favor. Is how I interpreted the whole thing.
It's a
the intent behind the whole thing, at least.
It's a game.
He's just
trying to game the system.
Playing the politics to
Yeah, I mean, you have
favor.
to. You have to, because I don't know. I feel like because OKC was like so good this year, Oklahoma City. If you don't know, Oklahoma City and the Indiana Pacers are in the NBA Finals. We should probably preface that somewhere. The series is tied.
Yeah.
Series is tied 2-2. Pacers won the first game in Oklahoma City, and then lost the second game in Oklahoma City, and then won the first game in Indianapolis, lost the second game in Indianapolis, and are headed back to Oklahoma City. If you're listening to this live tomorrow, if you're listening to this on the recording or on Monday, they will be playing tonight. So
nice.
This could be outdated.
Game 5.
Yeah, Game 5 is Monday at 8:30.
According to you.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've been having a good time. We got together for all but one game in the finals. No, we've been together for all three.
I missed.
You were out of
I
town.
missed the first. I was out of the.
Yeah, no, you weren't. You were off the mainland.
Yeah, I was on a beach I was in the Bahamas, Caribbean, not the Bahamas, the Caribbean. So I missed Game 1 and Game 2 with Adam. I watched the games.
Yeah.
But because they do have cable down there, so did have an ABC.
All you need is
feed.
Wi-Fi. I don't know how that works down there with YouTube TV.
YouTube TV does not work. So I probably could have like logged into like ABC somewhere.
But they got bars down there, so
Yeah,
at the end of the day, and they got
we just
TVs in the room.
watched it in our room because it gets dark at like 6 o'clock.
Oh, really?
It's still Eastern time zone,
But they're like farther
but you're
east
further
than
east.
we are.
Yeah, so like it's dark hella early.
Huh.
It's like, I mean, like in Florida, right? Like it
Yeah.
gets dark a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Well, you're even further east,
Yeah.
Florida.
Bro, it's got to be brutal in Maine. In
Dude.
Maine, wintertime.
Yeah.
Gotta be brutal.
Yeah, it got dark hella early. So like it had that feeling of like your body clock was like, it's
later than it is.
It's later than it is. But no, it literally is just like 6:30. Feels like 10:30. But I digress. Watched the first two games. It was very exciting, the first game at least.
Yeah, I mean the Pacers led for 0.3 seconds in the whole game. The last 0.3 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
I mean that one was just so good. They're down the whole game, and then Hallie comes and hits the shot. It's just perfect. Just perfect.
And
I mean, if he hadn't already done the choke I mean, it obviously wouldn't be applicable.
Yeah, because it wasn't
New
the
York,
Knicks.
but like if he didn't do it during like playing New York, that would have been a perfect.
You can't pull
that
that out. You can't pull that out of your bag now.
No, you can't do it again. Like you get that's your one time.
Yeah.
If you're him, that's your one time.
But I'll admit, so that was Thursday night. It was June 5th.
Yeah.
My birthday.
Nice. Yeah, old. Jaren's old now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can see my hairline.
There was something about you today. I couldn't
tell
what it was.
No, it's just the angle of the camera. No, so get up at 4 a.m. that day.
Oh, to
fly. Flew from Detroit to Atlanta. Had to walk expeditiously through the Atlanta airport to get on my second flight. Flew down. So it was a long day, right? Long flights, busy. Went out and got food. Everything closes at like 8 o'clock down there.
Well, yeah, that's their midnight.
Like restaurants, like it's crazy. But got back to the room to watch the game.
Where were you, St. Thomas?
St. Thomas, yeah. Wait, the game was Thursday. Was that Thursday, right? Or was the game
It
Friday?
Was Thursday. No, it was Thursday.
No, it was Friday. It was Thursday, Sunday.
Thursday.
No.
Monday.
It was Friday.
Thursday. Okay, the last game was when? Friday.
Yeah.
And then it was Wednesday before that, right? And then it was 3 days before that, Sunday, and then yeah, so it was Thursday. Was that Thursday? This is great content. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, you were traveling that day, presumably.
Yeah. And so it was just a long day.
You're 30, so you're old. So your back hurts.
Tired. But anyways, moral of the story, regardless of what day it was per se, I was tired that day, and
I will do that too.
I dozed off. I dozed off during the game. Game was still on. It was Thursday. I just confirmed. So yeah, game was still on. Like we didn't turn the TV off. I think everyone watching, we all fell asleep, but dozed off. And it was like it was a light sleep, right? It's not like I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Woke up with 10 seconds left in the game.
Wow.
And like I was in and out most of the game, like most of like the second half. So, but I knew that the Pacers just hadn't had a lead, right?
Yeah.
And then woke up like 10 seconds left, hit the shot. I don't have my glasses on at this point, right? Like I can't see. You still you were
ready to cash out.
Come on. I think they fell off or something. I don't remember.
Disrespectful.
But I could still like kind of see, but I was sleepy eyes, no glasses. Looked up, didn't quite register what was happening score wise, and then Tyrese hit that shot.
Yep.
And I was like,
wide awake.
Oh shit! I now understand the gravity of that shot. So it was pretty sick.
You basically tune in for the highlight.
Singular, yeah. Yeah. But then obviously, I've been locked in for every other game.
Yeah, I turned game 2 off. It just felt different, you know.
Amanda was ready to turn game 2
I turned
off.
game 2 off because I was also doing something else at the same time. Because like we had been going to the local bar by me and watching games with some people, or you know, we've been watching the games together when you were in the contiguous United States, but you were not. So I was just watching it at home, and I was like,
What I'm hearing is I'm the glue guy.
well, it's just, you know, I'm not. Well, you're my watch basketball with guy,
So yes, I'm the glue
and if
guy.
I'm not going somewhere by myself.
Hey man, I was fully expecting for game 3 when I went, or no, game 4 when I went to 07 by myself,
Yeah.
fully expecting to just ride out the night alone. I was fine. I was having a good time at the bar,
I showed up at halftime.
and Adam showed
Maybe I
up.
should have stayed home. Nah, they were gonna. I'm not stitious, even a little. They were gonna lose the game.
He wouldn't even. The
based on Scott
bartender
Foster.
asked him to put a rally cap on, and he wouldn't.
Nope. And so she blames me, but that's all right.
Really though, I blame Logan for not being there
Yeah.
Friday, because every time you and I have watched a game together there, Logan has been with us, but they've won.
Anytime we've watched the Pacers at any bar together, they've won because we watched them in the we watched them.
I thought they lost one of the games at Gordon.
No,
Gordon's Green Frog.
Gordon's Food Service.
Yeah. I was thinking GFS. I mean GFI, and
no, they won because the first time we were there, they were playing and they won.
Watch them play the Cavs
Not
there.
before they won that.
And you
series.
crashed your bike, and they won.
Yeah.
But I feel like the game we watched when we were at the low top table, I feel like they lost.
No, I think they won that one. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But I don't. He has not. He just knew Scott Foster was calling the game, so he had to stay home. He couldn't risk his undefeated record.
I don't think he knows who Scott Foster is.
I'm trying to. It's copium, Jaren. It's copium. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I feel like. So let me ask you: are you a doomer? In the sense that when the Pacers, when you saw Scott Foster was calling the game, you were like, okay, Pacers are probably going to lose. And then they're in it for, I don't know, 3.5 quarters.
Yep.
And then, I mean, the officiating is what you have to blame. I mean, there were definitely missed opportunities, pretty much everything. Ben Mathurin did down the stretch.
Yeah.
Did not help, but they also couldn't get into any sort of offense because they were getting murdered.
Yeah.
And it not being called. But when they dropped game 4 and the series is tied up 2-2, what was your thought? You're like, all right, that was it. Like, we didn't go up 3-1. We're probably cooked now, or you still hoped?
No, I still think Pacers in 6.
I still do too, man.
I think
it's Pacers in 6 or they lose.
Yeah.
I think that's the reality.
But also, like, I knew, like, if they won last game, they won Friday night,
it was Pacers in 6 still.
Yeah, they were losing game 5.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, they're losing first game back in OKC.
Yeah.
Because OKC wants to win in on their court.
And also they're going to be mad. Like, they literally have to win that game.
Yeah, that's fair. But I going into like the third quarter, I was like, okay, Pacers are up. They're up kind of more than usual. Like that. And me and a couple people at the end of the bar, not our boy Aaron next to us, between us.
Yeah.
But the couple at the end of the bar, we were like, honestly, this is not where we want to be.
Yeah.
Not where we want to be, because you like kind of had that feeling of like, oh, usually like we're down a handful.
Yeah.
And then we spurt at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, something's just not right here. Obviously, the outcome occurred, but yeah, I think now they've got the fire under them that they're gonna win tomorrow, tonight. You know, 2 days ago, depending on when you're listening. Yeah.
They're winning game 5.
Game 5. I have full confidence.
And then they have to win game 6 because they have to win it in Indy.
Have to clinch and.
Yeah, and I think if they win game 5 and then they don't win game 6, I think Oklahoma City wins at home. Probably. It would be nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts if they didn't, but
yeah.
I mean,
I would almost if Pacers won,
saying it's going to be Oklahoma City in 7.
Yeah.
But like, I think Pacers in 6. Obviously, we're Pacers fans, so of course we're gonna think that.
Um. It. Okay.
But it sure would be nice to be up 3-1. I'll tell you what, and have a 3-2
So
cushion.
say it goes to Game 7.
Yeah,
Pacers win it.
yeah.
We just gonna get in our car, drive down to the airport in Indy, and join the long line of fans that are waiting to greet the team back.
No, never in my life.
There goes that. That would have been that'd be a Sunday, would it not?
The final game.
Would it not be?
I'm hearing live show from the bar.
Uh, it would be a Sunday.
All right.
No, yeah, it would be a Sunday.
All right, when we go tomorrow, since we're getting tight with the people, we're like, let us set up some stuff.
That's.
I'll ask. Spencer will help us out. We've got Spencer and we've got Tricio on our side. Just a laptop and a Wi-Fi code. That's all I'm asking for.
That's
And or maybe a phone and some labs, something.
I don't hate it.
Something.
But you gotta imagine the bar's gonna be fucking packed.
I hope. I hope it is. Noise canceling. Hey man, I never said it's going to be a good production. I want to be there when I want people to be there with us in spirit and on their phones. Who are you going to turn to? Your friends on Twitter? Yeah. Your podcasters on the YouTube or the Twitch? Yeah, probably do. I think Mike's gonna come up tomorrow.
Maybe I need to get a table.
We might. Well, yeah. I mean, if James is coming in, and I was like, just tell everybody to come. I mean, I imagine some of the people from Friday will be there.
But also, I feel like
not Friday, Wednesday.
Yeah. I feel like a table though. If I'm getting there that early and I'm gonna be by myself, it's gonna be so hard for me to reserve a table.
Yeah.
On a trivia night.
Yeah.
That's why I thought like, okay, bar, we can get people filtering out. We need to just fucking stand.
Yeah. We'll be all right.
And chairs will open up as we matriculate.
Yeah, we'll be all right. I mean, we'll adjust to what the situation calls for. But I was with you. Like, I didn't think that it was over. I do think it has to be Pacers in 6, otherwise it seems pretty unlikely. But you got to win this game on Monday, I think, to really have a chance. I am absolutely tired of SGA, bro. I cannot stand him anymore, and I don't watch any regular season almost unless it's some Pacers. I will tune into some Pacers games in the regular season.
Yeah,
because I'm watching so much college basketball. I don't have the time, and I don't really like. There's so many games, they just don't really matter to me.
You also have to make a lot of effort to try and watch, especially Pacers games.
They're almost impossible to get.
There's so many. I feel like games are just rarely broadcast.
You have to be at a bar that is showing a Pacers game, which like here is not many.
Yeah.
Except for the playoffs. So like I lock in on the NBA in general during the playoffs because those are the games that actually matter.
Yeah.
And so it's been a great watch, but like I did not watch any not a single Oklahoma City game before this postseason, and I'm done with it, man.
Yeah, I saw enough clips that I'm just like, I was done with it before.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I looked to that and I was like, this is gonna be really annoying when we have to play him, and it is just as annoying as I thought. Just the foul baiting and just like I thought Brunson was bad. This is worse. This is way worse.
It's because SGA's actually got a bag. Brunson doesn't, so it's just like,
and he's getting that MVP whistle too. He really is. It's terrible. So that makes it hard to watch. Makes it feel so much better when you win, though.
True.
It feels so good. It's like
Yeah.
against all odds. That's what game one was. Game one was quite literally against all odds.
Yeah. Game one was, yeah.
Look at the graph. You like those? I like those graphs of like the win probability, and it was literally that like 99.99% chance, and then it was like just spiked up to the other side when they won.
Yeah,
Man.
it feels good
It really does.
to like see those.
Yeah.
That's how
when you're on that side of it.
Yeah, and that's how every series has been for the Pacers so far.
Mhm.
Gotta hope that they can pull it off so it's not for naught, you know?
Honestly, you know what? Let's just have one where we just blow the doors off of them and have it be at Oklahoma City. Like just lead almost wire to wire.
Game 5, just
Yeah. And then
run the table.
And then game 6, have it be a really tight game. Pacers win by 3. Confetti falls. Dude, how bad do you think it feels to like
Have to rig up.
the confetti that doesn't fall, you know?
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Like that's got to be
Because then, like, how do you get it down?
let it fall. I don't know.
Just let it
and
fall
clean it up.
anyway.
I don't know, man.
You gotta imagine there's a way to just like unrig it, right?
I don't know the inner workings of confetti setup. Confetti cleanup. If you're a confetti guy, let us know, or gal. Let us know. We would love to know what happens, because like, you know, when it's something that's not like, there's not gonna be confetti if the Pacers win in Oklahoma City,
Certainly not.
because I don't think does the NBA do that? Maybe there is. Maybe there's just both the types of confetti if there have to be.
Imagine dropping the wrong confetti.
Yeah.
Is there like, do you think the confetti drop button is like a like nuclear launch codes where it's got
It's
two
like
big
the
red
dude sweating
buttons?
meme.
Like, and do they just two big red buttons with glass cases about like over them? It just says, if Pacers win, if Thunder win, you gotta flip it open and then
It's actually a string. It's an old school string. They're old school in Oklahoma City, man. You know, people have been talking so much trash. Not so much, because I think after the first game, people were like, "Oh, actually, like this finals might be good." But like, just talking about like no one's gonna watch this finals because it's too small markets. It's like, so you want it to be rigged? Like that's your whole goal?
yeah,
It's worse than like the discourse there is worse than when people like don't want mid majors to make it far in the tournament. It's like no one's gonna watch. Everyone wants Duke and Carolina and Kentucky and Kansas, and it's like, I mean, yeah, like those people watch, but also like that's just a bigger fan base that watches. But I feel like more groups of people tune in.
yeah.
When it's,
I mean, so like Adam Silver, is that who the commissioner
Yeah.
is? That dude? Okay.
Yeah.
Bad that I wasn't quite sure.
No, it's I kind of liked it. It's like it was like some shade, you know? That big bald guy.
Yeah. Did you see that like he made a statement? Because everyone's like, oh, the ratings for the NBA Finals are terrible. The ratings
Yeah.
are terrible. And Adam Silver's like, literally, game 1 and 2 were the most watched things in May and June combined.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, I don't care if ratings are low. There are more eyes than on
Yeah.
anything else.
And honestly, I'm glad that the numbers weren't astronomical for game 1, because that's what they get. That's what people get for not watching. That game was incredible.
Yeah.
All the way through. It was just incredible. And if you missed it, that sucks. That sucks for you. You missed a really good game.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're back. We got good things going on here in Fort Wayne. Rayfield Davis has his basketball camp that he's doing all summer, and through Crew Life, they're doing it at McMillan Park, and it's basketball, and they've got like multiple days of basketball, but then you've also they do financial literacy and like everyone,
Life skills.
yeah,
Type things.
everyone has to do the financial literacy course. You don't do financial literacy, you don't ball, which I love. I mean, that's investing in the youth where you're from, especially in a
Underprivileged
area for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like when they posted about like 150 kids or whatever. Like
Mhm.
that's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's nice to see him come back and do that. So they also got a high school shootout thing that I'm probably gonna go to this week, because it's across the street from my house.
Literally.
Walk. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will just walk over there, say what's up. Maybe we'll have him on the pod soon. Get him talking about that, his summer stuff. But college basketball news, they passed. I don't know how much you paid attention or if you've been locked in or not. They passed that the House settlement got approved for revenue
Revenue
share.
share. Yep, I did see that
They
while I
can
was
like get like
overseas.
it's like 21. The number's like 20 or 21 million or something
Mhm.
between all sports.
Yeah.
And there's also supposed to be like, I mean, we're not lawyers here. We're not rules guys, but it's supposed to be like that's where the paying of the players is supposed to come from, and they're supposed to be like not allowing these collectives and stuff anymore. They're supposed to be like they have to approve all like they have to run all NIL deals through this system, and they can get denied, which I think is crazy. And I feel like that's not going to last not even a season.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, because you're just capping their market, like not their market, but you're capping a player's earning potential, which is the whole point of this whole thing is like if someone wants to like you can't justifiably say that someone's not worth $2 million.
Well, then I saw something that like along those lines as a result of that, we're gonna start seeing situations where like private equity firms start becoming like NIL collectives.
Yeah,
They're just obviously millions of dollars,
yeah,
billions of dollars, and that they're just gonna get to the point where like they're gonna tell a kid, hey, or even schools even be like, they don't gotta go to class. We're putting this money in him to play basketball. We're putting this money into them
yeah,
to play like they need to be like in the gym, not in
yeah.
class.
Let's treat them as completely professionals.
Yeah, so that'll be. I saw someone put like a lawyer dude post about that. I was like, okay, that doesn't sound like it would work at all. Because
No,
you have to have eligibility, which
right.
is academics.
Unless they do, like the only way that could possibly happen is if they do actually leave the NCAA. Then I guess they could do whatever they want. Like if the
Yeah,
SEC left the NCAA, and said we're gonna make our own tournament, like like they have like the football is, it's
yeah,
separate from the NCAA. Like they could do that. If you do that, then I guess you can do whatever you want. Like, make your own rules. But
that's
like
true.
at this point, they're all NCAA athletes, so they got at least all some rules. And I mean, people have tried to push the envelope on stuff. Like Zakai Ziegler sued for a 5th year at Tennessee, and it got denied by a judge in Tennessee, saying basically the gist was like, nah, like you did that, you did that thing, like the NCAA says like you got 5 years to play 4 years, you did that.
Yeah,
Like yeah, they like this is you're missing out on earnings or earning potential, but like these don't really equate here.
yeah,
So it's interesting. I would love for everyone just to get 5 years. Just give everyone 5 years to play. 5 years, and you can play all 5 if you want.
yeah,
That would be nice because, um, I mean, that way you redshirt or you don't. Like, you redshirt or don't, you still get your 5 years. So if you're Braden Smith, you just play 5 years and set every record or whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that would be nice just to maybe, I don't know, and then maybe like regulate transfers a little bit more, because it's like you got 5 years, don't transfer 5 times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I know. So Indiana high school athletics instituted a transfer portal like policy, a transfer rule. So usually before it was like the NCAA used to be, where like if you
Yes.
transfer, you had to sit out a year
Yeah.
unless you get like sign off
Right.
from the athletic director and principal, I think, from your previous school or some shit like that. And so now, IHSAA approved that you can transfer for athletic purposes. Like before, like the sign offs
Yeah,
were
you
like
weren't.
academic purposes or like you move,
Yeah.
right? But now it's like you can transfer for athletic purposes. at any point as long as your like your fourth year hasn't started. So you can't like go to one school for 3.5 years and then for spring semester transfer to another school. You can't do that.
I always wondered, how do they like decide? You know, because like we've known people who have gotten their transfers denied.
Yeah.
So like, how do they decide? I mean, we always know when it, like, before they even get denied, that they're, you know, when someone's transferring for athletic purposes.
Yeah.
But
You're
like,
saying like how did they used to be able to decide, or how do they decide now?
how do they used to? Because like,
Yeah, I don't.
what if I am going to a different school in the city to play sports there, but also my family moved. Like my family moved intentionally.
You probably have to look at. Well, I think if they move intentionally, then like that's your loophole.
So you just have to go through the crap of buying a house.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
it's like, how far are you willing to actually go?
Like if you move without like, if you just move,
yeah,
they can't. Like I feel like that's one of the circumstances where like, okay, yeah, they sign up. Like the dude he moved.
Yeah,
like we can't keep him out of school.
And is that
for
only
that
if you go?
purpose,
So like that's only, I assume, if from its IHSAA school to IHSAA school. Because like if you could just go to LaLu, like you just go to LaLu, isn't that?
Yeah. I
just wondered how people are like, yeah, no, I guess if you're like, I guess the other option would just be, it'd have to be like a private school, because if you're like, I want to go from
Charter
Southside
school.
to,
Not private, charter. Or are you saying like if someone transfers from like Southside to Lures?
Yeah, I'm like,
before, on the old rule.
Yeah, on the old rule, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm just paying the tuition at Lures.
Yeah, I
they
think
could deny that.
I don't think they would, just because it's, again, one of those things is like, if I'm going there to play sports and I'm still paying.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually paying. It's gonna cost me more to go there, kind of thing.
I never understood how people were like, yeah, now I go to Northrop, and it's like, how'd you get in? Like you don't live over there.
Well, I don't know how long it's been a thing now, but like now you can go. It's school choice, so like you can go to any school.
You just have to do a lottery,
yeah.
Right? Yeah,
and like
the lottery.
I feel like schools aren't at capacity.
Yeah.
They're not like turning kids away.
I never thought about that. So just everyone gets in on the lottery.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But like most people, it's not worth it, or they don't care.
Yeah, and I think that, but with this now rule, you can transfer for athletic purposes. It's going to be really interesting. I think we're going to see a lot more, and like this is obviously as a coach, right? Like see a lot more people like transferring.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still can't recruit. You can't like go to other team and be like, hey, come to our school.
Yeah,
like you can't do that. Again,
like what happened to us.
Yeah, yeah. That was different though because it was a private school.
That's true. They can do whatever they want, you know.
Yeah, but
that's that might be the only time I've ever been essentially offered a bag.
Yeah, yeah. But the that actually reminds me to talk about it with that. But the other like part of that transfer rule is like you can transfer back to your original school. So like it's a one-time transfer for athletics, but you can go back. So if you go play a year at a school and you're just like, it's not it, you can go back to where you were before.
Interesting.
Without being penalized.
Right.
But no, that reminds me. That's a school that the team beat us, but we
beat the doubles team we played against.
So honestly, it might have been in our favor to have gone there.
That's true.
Because we as a team would have moved on
to
sectionals and maybe had a better chance. I don't know if it's better to go through singles or like not singles, but like individual
sectionals. It's definitely better to go to individual sectionals for the most part until you get to like,
I guess because you're
normally playing people on bad teams who won their sectional.
That's true.
Whereas it's like, I'm good. My team just also had to play Homestead.
Yeah.
And like I beat Homestead, so I'm like, I'm really good.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point. So maybe I guess it did work out that we didn't, and having to pay for school.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I never would have gone there in my life.
No.
Never would have even considered it.
No.
Green and white, through and through. But But yeah, I mean, there's like college basketball news that we probably just, I don't know, we'll get into at some point. But I don't know. We haven't had guests on or whatever because Pacers have been playing on Sundays, man.
Yeah.
Been trying to watch the
Well,
Pacers,
not even that.
or you were out of town.
Yeah, I was out of town last weekend. The weekend before,
Was a Pacers game, I think.
June 1st.
I think so. Uh, maybe not. Maybe we just, I don't know. We passed on that one for some reason.
Yeah, I don't
But the
remember.
week after we did with Ben.
That was that week.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So we missed Memorial Day. We recorded like Wednesday or no, we recorded
We
we recorded Wednesday of after Memorial Day.
where there was a game when we were recording.
Yes, yes. And then we dropped that episode for it was the June 2nd drop. And so we obviously didn't get together June 1st. And then last week was we haven't been together in several weeks just because we either had a pre-recorded episode or I was.
Yeah, I guess that's why it felt longer.
Yeah.
We recorded early. But yeah, I mean we'll get some guests on. We'll get some people on. Like I said, we'll probably have Raphael on. Happy Father's Day to our dads, by the way.
And to all of our viewers who recognize us as their fathers.
Yep. There's a dozen of you. Essentially. Our Ben Howlett episode did really well. I think.
Hope so. Dude's the GOAT.
Yeah. They're gonna be ready to win, man.
I'm very excited to watch them play.
They are gonna be ready to win.
Also very excited for us to get down to Kokomo and get diced up on the pickleball court.
Get like Gas City, Upland
Gas
area.
City, yeah.
Oh, diced up? No way, dude. Speaking of, we got to get on to the pickleball court in the first place this year. I've been running through the park and I've been seeing.
Have you played it all
playing.
this year?
No,
Me
because
neither.
it rained every day that we wanted to that we had availability on our golf trip.
True.
I've
got a lot of free time now though. So
yeah, baseball's over
in the evenings. So
and I'm usually like all random evenings I'll get some availability. Now that we also weren't playing because it was getting dark early.
Yeah.
Now it's light.
They've had lights though.
You know how it is when you put the lights on the tennis court, like you still can't really see.
But I got remember we watched those people play in the dark with those like neon green balls that were like actually easy to see. I got some for that purpose.
Okay, we both got glasses though, so we both ain't got the best eyesight. And if I'm being honest, my glasses are not my latest prescription.
Okay,
so I'll be out. Listen, I'll be out there. I'll be out there.
I'll put on my Oakley prescription lenses. It's like I'm seeing things in another dimension. Wear those things.
There you go.
Because they're so clear. I would
bring
hope.
A spotlight and a little battery.
Gotta get a spotlight, but
yeah, shop lights. You look towards them, you're blind. We gotta get if and when we do play them in pickleball, we gotta go live.
We also gotta get to Warsaw, Columbia City. Play.
Oh yeah,
golf with.
We just gotta pick a date
with Scott.
With Scott Moore of Grace College. We gotta go to Columbia City and play. Yeah. That'd be a good time. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's coming down the pipeline. I just feel like this off season, we would have multiple more guests by now, but I am not locked in on anything but the Pacers.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to set up an interview and try and it can't be Wednesday because we got Pacers that night, and then Thursday I'm busy, and then I'm not gonna do an interview on Friday.
And I think last year too, we had so many guests, but I think a lot of that had to do with I was also because of my back.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going to baseball games and baseball practices every day of the week, so we had more time during the week.
It's true.
To be able to have guests, so that was probably like a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year, Pacers.
Yeah, we've had 3 guests though.
True.
Right?
2.
3. Elliot,
3.
Brew, Ben, Howlett.
Yeah. Gotta get Scott back on.
Yeah, we'll get him on. We got to get him on after we golf.
Yeah, that'd be better.
After we golf, because I'm sure the dude's scratch.
And we are not even remotely close.
Hey man, on a good day, I'm decent. If I get my drive straightened out, I'll be decent.
I have not been playing good golf this year, but I have a pretty good excuse. I hadn't played in 2 years because of my back.
Yeah, you gotta get back.
And
there.
Had back surgery.
Speaking of, how good was it? I mean, I know it technically was not because we had to cut our second round short, but how good did it feel on the 90th hole of our golf trip when you said time to let the big dog eat, and then you had it was a downhill drive that you drove.
Well, it was not even completely downhill.
Well, it was uphill and then down. It was uphill 100 yards and then downhill like the next 270. How good did that feel? Your very last hole.
It felt great.
Thanks for letting me have a brovisional on that one.
Dude, of course. It did not feel great when, I still parred the hole and because I 2-putted and then almost lost my rangefinder.
Hey man, I found it for you. I'm taking credit for you.
That was clutch.
Also, I just need you to listen. If you can bring one thing to this golf outing we're going to, since we're playing a scramble, it's that drive. Just that drive 14 times or however many par 4s there are, 4 4s and 5s on this course. That's what I need.
When is that again?
Last weekend in July, I think.
I want to make sure I get that on my calendar. So the 26th?
Yeah, I believe so. Last Saturday. Yeah, that's what I need you to bring.
Okay. I mean, I guess 2 years ago when I did that golf outing with you, I was feeling pretty good that round because I solo birdied it was either a solo birdie or solo parred the first hole of the scramble, and I was like, I've only met these two, your sister-in-law and brother, at trivia.
Yeah.
And like, this is their first experience of me golfing.
It was all downhill.
And then it was just, I had some good shots throughout, just nothing like that.
Yeah. She can't go, so it's actually going to be my brother's friend. So
from trivia?
No,
different friend.
You never met him, so I don't know if he's good at golf, but he likes to shave points. So we're going to be in good company. So if we come in to the clubhouse 18 under, we might have a chance.
Hey, I mean,
listen, I mean, no offense to my sister-in-law, but if he can offer us something on the golf course, we have a shot at it. Because we shot an even par, a legitimate even par scramble.
Yeah, but we still lost by 20 strokes because of actual cheaters. Like
everyone knows how it is when you go to a scramble like that. It was cheat, lie. But
and I honestly though, it might make it actually like none of them have ever met this guy.
Yeah,
and they'll just be like, okay, this is
scratch, bro.
This is your sister-in-law or I guess it's her family. So it's like, oh, this is just, what to expect from this team of 4 because these two at least, being your sister-in-law and brother, that like they know that they're probably not helping put up a score that's true that low.
Yeah,
then you bring in another equation.
I don't know how much he golfs, but they golf just at that outing. So we got to get out, play some pickleball.
And golf, really.
And golf. I'm still scared to play basketball because my ankle's still not like moving laterally. It
scares me. We're playing pickleball and golf. Who needs basketball?
That's true. Basketball, we can play when we can't do those other things.
Play basketball when outdoors isn't accessible.
Exactly.
We have unlimited access to a gym. Almost unlimited access to a gym.
Yep.
We can play inside.
We can kick
whenever.
off the basketball team. This is our house.
True.
Low man.
True. Basketball team actually hasn't even been practicing there. The floors are getting refinished. Fresh wax on them boys.
Well, I mean, hopefully, let's see. Game 5 is Monday.
Yep.
Which means game 6 is
Thursday.
And then game 7 is Sunday. So that means games. So on next Sunday, we will not have a guest because we will either be talking about the Pacers winning the championship, or we will be live on some service watching Game 7.
Hopefully.
No, those are the two things that we're going to be doing. We're doing one of those two things. There is no third option. So we'll see you then, I guess. I don't know. I don't have anything else. Just a little shorty tonight. No notes.
JJ Spawn won the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch today, but I was trying to.
He won.
To tell my
He
wife.
He was under par.
The only person, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to tell
and he
my
didn't
wife
get it
about
until
like,
the final
crazy.
hole.
Trying to explain to her like Rory won the Masters at like -11. JJ Spawn just won. He's -1.
The leader was +1 at one point.
Yeah.
Like, but shout out Victor Hovland. Well, unfortunate for Victor Hovland. He had a really long. So he had to finish 18, with an eagle, I think,
Okay.
to have a sniffing chance. And he also needed JJ Spawn, who was even at the time, to bogey the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So that there was like
possible.
So there was like a big swing.
Yeah.
Well, JJ had a really long putt that would have been his birdie putt to win, and he only needed a 2 putt to win.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was an eagle. I don't remember. But Victor Hovland hit his second shot. I kid you not, 2 feet away from JJ Spawn's putt. Both really long putt. Victor Hovland was further out, so he had to go first. So it was just he missed. He was just barely missed. But JJ Spawn got the entire read. It was like the perfect thing you could ask for is like win on the line. It's the perfect read.
That's nice.
And then he nailed it. It was
you need that out there.
absolutely sick.
Dude, I saw he hit the pin. He hit the pin and rolled on one of those. He hit the pin and rolled back.
Yeah. 40 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That course looks brutal. It will not be like that when we play with Coach Moore.
No.
I promise you that much.
No. So yeah, it was pretty came down to the wire. And everyone was over par. Literally second place was +1.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Love it. Hey man, winners under. That's all that matters.
True.
So yeah, did you see the meme that's like if we just put 14 trillion on Scheffler to win the US Open, will we solve the US's debt problem? Answer would be no. We'd be 28 trillion in debt now. 28 trillion in debt. So that would not be good financial advice.
No.
Go Pacers, man.
Yeah, go Pacers.
Matt Painter, a real one, wearing the shirt down in the front, wearing the shirt. A man of the people.
Yeah. I mean, how can you go to the game and not wear the shirt?
Exactly.
Like, if someone walked out of that place, not even that. If I'm there, if I'm security, or if I'm like arena staff, I'm like watching people, and they're not putting the shirt on, especially if they're in like good seats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to them. I'm asking them to leave, put on the shirt, or leave.
What do you do if the shirt doesn't fit? What size are they given?
Probably like 2X.
I think they're giving everybody 2X.
I don't know. I always wonder that because the shirts always seem to fit.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah. If you think it's like people are like swapping,
I'm sure.
Random. This too big. This too small. Because like there are small people there. Like they look fine in the shirts and they wear them afterwards. I need intel. If you've been to one of these games and you've gotten a shirt, what are the sizes like?
I need to.
It's like, what if you are a 2Xer and they give you a large? What if you're a medium and you get a 2X?
These are important questions.
I imagine they want people to be wearing them. Like, can you go to the people and be like, "Can I swap this?" Like, go to an usher and be like, "Can I swap this though?" I need to know. So if you're in here in the chat, or in the comments, let us know what do they do with those shirts? Because we're too invested in our hometown bar scene to go down for a game. That's the excuse I'm gonna give.
Okay, so I just Googled it.
Yeah.
According to the AI overview that it gives me,
Okay.
in the NBA, free T-shirt sizes given out at games typically default to extra large, but other sizes are usually available for exchange. Fans can typically find kiosks or guest services
Oh.
where they can swap their XL shirt for a different size, though availability may vary. Some teams, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, have seen fans rush
Just
to
out
their
now.
sheets to exchange for their preferred size as soon as the doors open.
Yeah, I didn't need that last part. I didn't even hear about that team. All right, that makes sense. That makes the most sense. Next question: what do they do with all the extras?
Probably sell them at the next game.
Yeah. True.
Well, they
Put
probably
them
don't.
in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, go Pacers, man. Let's close this thing out. Let's be talking about that and have our championship hats and shirts on order
Also,
next time we talk.
yep. And before we go, there's been the narrative of in 49 states, it's just basketball said
Mhm.
all throughout the playoffs. In regard to the Pacers, we have T-shirts and we have shirts and hoodies that say in 49 states on them. So if you want to support us while also supporting
Put that out there.
the narrative of the Pacers, feel free to go to our store. The link is in our link tree on social media, and it helps us while also helps support basketball in the state of Indiana. And by support, I mean cheers them on. But the clock is showing quadruple zeros, so it's time for us to get out of here. Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast. We will see you next time. And remember, in 49 states,
It's just basketball.